Did you know that entire African kingdoms were deliberately erased from our history books? It's a shocking reality, and today, we're diving deep into the groundbreaking BBC series, The History of Africa with Zeinab Badawi, to uncover these hidden truths. This series is more than just a recounting of dates and events, it's a journey through the rich tapestry of African civilizations, cultures, and the enduring spirit of its people. We'll be dissecting key episodes, unearthing lesser-known details, and exploring the profound impact this history has on modern Africa. This isn't just about the past, it's about understanding the present and shaping a more equitable future. Let's start by acknowledging the sheer scope of this documentary. Badawi's series tackles millennia of history, traversing the continent and showcasing a remarkable diversity of experiences. One of the most compelling aspects is its focus on pre-colonial Africa. Far from being a land of primitive tribes, as often portrayed in Western narratives, Africa was home to sophisticated empires, thriving trade networks, and remarkable artistic achievements. Take, for example, the Kingdom of Aksum, in present-day Ethiopia and Eritrea. Flourishing from the 1st to the 7th centuries AD, Aksum was a major trading power, controlling vital routes between the Roman Empire and the East. They developed their own alphabet, minted their own coins, and built impressive obelisks that still stand today as testaments to their engineering prowess. The documentary highlights Aksum's adoption of Christianity in the 4th century, making it one of the earliest Christian nations in the world. This historical fact challenges the Eurocentric view of Christianity as solely a Western religion. Moving south, we encounter the enigmatic Great Zimbabwe, a magnificent city built by the ancestors of the Shona people between the 11th and 15th centuries. The documentary explores the architectural marvels of Great Zimbabwe, particularly its massive stone enclosures, constructed without mortar. The purpose of these structures remains a subject of debate, but they undoubtedly represent a sophisticated understanding of engineering and social organization. Great Zimbabwe served as a powerful symbol of African achievement, inspiring movements for independence and self-determination throughout the 20th century. Further west, the Ashanti Empire, in present-day Ghana, rose to prominence in the 17th century. The documentary delves into the Ashanti's complex political system, centered around the golden stool, a sacred symbol of national unity. The Ashanti were skilled traders, accumulating wealth through the control of gold and other resources. They also fiercely resisted European colonization, engaging in a series of wars with the British throughout the 19th century. The story of Ya Asantewa, the Ashanti queen mother who led the rebellion against British rule in 1900, is a powerful example of African resistance to colonial domination. The documentary doesn't shy away from the brutal realities of colonialism. It examines the devastating impact of the transatlantic slave trade, the scramble for Africa, and the imposition of European rule. The series explores how colonial policies disrupted traditional social structures, exploited natural resources, and created artificial borders that continue to fuel conflict today. Badawi also highlights the role of African resistance movements in challenging colonial rule, from armed rebellions to peaceful protests. Post-colonial Africa faces numerous challenges, including poverty, corruption, and political instability. The documentary explores the legacy of colonialism in shaping these challenges, while also highlighting the efforts of African nations to overcome them. The series examines the rise of Pan-Africanism, the movement for African unity and solidarity, and the ongoing struggle for economic and political independence. The stories of individuals working to build a better future for Africa are particularly inspiring. However, the history of Africa is not without its critics. Some scholars argue that the series oversimplifies complex historical processes or focuses too heavily on certain regions and cultures at the expense of others. Others question the documentary's reliance on Western sources and perspectives, arguing that it fails to fully represent African voices. It's important to approach any historical narrative with a critical eye, considering multiple perspectives and sources of information. The narrative around African accomplishments has historically been suppressed, and this documentary seeks to rectify that. One area where the documentary could delve deeper is the role of internal African dynamics in shaping the continent's history. While colonialism undoubtedly had a profound impact, it's important to recognize that Africa was not a passive recipient of foreign influence. African societies were actively involved in shaping their own destinies, sometimes through cooperation, sometimes through conflict. Exploring these internal dynamics can provide a more nuanced understanding of African history. Despite these criticisms, the history of Africa remains a valuable resource for anyone seeking to learn more about Africa's rich and complex past. It challenges stereotypes, celebrates African achievements, and provides a framework for understanding the challenges and opportunities facing the continent today. The documentary serves as a powerful reminder that Africa is not a single entity, but a diverse continent with a long and fascinating history. Ultimately, the history of Africa is a call to action. It urges us to challenge our own assumptions about Africa and to engage with its history in a more meaningful way. By understanding the past, we can better understand the present and work towards a future where Africa's potential is fully realized. The series encourages viewers to explore African literature, art, and music, and to support initiatives that promote education and development on the continent. Let us never forget the wisdom and achievements of African civilization. This is the history they didn't want you to know, and it is vital that we embrace it. What surprised you most about Africa's untold history? Let us know in the comments below.